So let's see, the other thing. Oh, there is a focus group Zoom meeting on November 19th, which to discuss the future of the Clean Energy Communities program. It's kind of been up in the air of where that's going to go, or whether it's going to be refunded, or whether it's going to be moved over to DEC, or if it's going to be combined with a climate smart communities program in some way. Unfortunately, it's full. So by the time I answered the email, which for some reason landed in my spam folder, luckily I saw it and pulled it out, and I responded immediately. But both of the Zoom calls that day are full. But I'm on a wait list, and hopefully I don't see Hallie, or Tara's off, but I don't see Hallie on here on the call. But hopefully she'll be a part of one of those Zoom calls, and we'll be able to inform us on what some of the ideas are moving forward with that.
Did you tell them who you are, Don?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They know who I am. Maybe that's one of the reasons they don't want me there, Dave. I don't know.
Hopefully you get on.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. Kara. Hi, Kara.
Hey, Don, we had our CAC meeting for COPIC this past weekend, and we were told that because of the NYSERDA grant funding, that they're changing their whole program, so that's why they're having the delays. You may know all this before. I didn't know this, but they said that they're going to invite us to apply for our funding, even though we have this certification. We have, a bronze star. I think that's what it is. So it's a little frustrating because we're not really sure what's going on here. And they did say that they were going to be, I don't exactly understand how they're going to process it. We should still get the funding, but they did also say that, disadvantaged communities will have priority. COPIC isn't one of those, and I'm not exactly sure what the requirement is for that, but I just wanted to convey what I had heard.
Well, that's what we're waiting for, is the invite to apply. We got the email that says, yes, you qualify for it.
Yeah.
But then you have to get a second email that invites you to apply for the grant.
That's exactly what we heard. And they're not thinking anything before January. So
yeah. Okay.
Sorry, Steve.
We were able to sign up for the November 19th meeting, so
okay, good.
I will be making my concerns known. Don't worry.
Great, thanks, Steve. Thomas.
Yeah, I was out of the country when I got the email, but I did try to tell them who I am, but I didn't get in either. So I'm glad that Steve will be there, and look forward to what you have. But Philmont is having the same experience. We're now 3 different grants that we're supposed to be getting, but they're in different, each one is in a different status, but including one that the money is just sitting there. They already told us that it's yours. It's just sitting there and we can't get it. And it's holding up our decarbonization study. So it's a real problem.
Brenda.
I did attend one of those seminars, 6 or 8 weeks ago. And the trend in the conversation seemed to be about going for projects with more bang for the buck, i.e. larger areas. So Steve, if you're on this telephone call, I really think we have to emphasize the fact that small communities, this has been provided an opportunity that small communities would not have had otherwise, because usually we're disadvantaged when it comes to these kinds of funds. And if we can just keep that in front of them every opportunity we get, I think that's very important. And I'm wondering if there's any way that we as a county task force could maybe reach out to the local task force to see how much money we have pending and how long it's been pending, so that we could, advocate, for this, to be moved. I know that GET got an invitation to apply this week, so it appears that something is going out or something is moving, but we're in a similar situation. We've been told that we qualified for 2 amounts and we're waiting for the next level to move forward. So Maybe it would be useful in terms of advocacy to know how much money we have outstanding in the county.
Yeah. Sounds smart thing to do.
So should all, I mean, I'm happy to go ahead and send that information over for Copic. I mean, we should all do that.
Do you, Don, do
yes.
you have a master email list of everyone? That,
Yes, I do. I'll send out an email, but also, again, Tara and Hallie, neither of them are here. They get all those emails too.
Right.
So they may have that information at their fingertips or
But Tara's emails are still coming back as away.
Yeah,
She's on
I don't think
maternity
she's
leave,
reading emails.
yeah, but
Right.
Hallie, I'll ask Hallie if she can,
Okay.
provide
Great.
that possibly.
But I think that would be worth advocating. Now that the election is over, we can also reach out to our assembly persons and senators and let them know that we understand this program will be changing in January of 2025. We have these projects outstanding and we hope they'll be funded before, because we don't want to lose our place in line, particularly if we're going to be less competitive in the future as small communities.
Yeah, I mean, these programs have been really important in our communities. We've had disproportionate amounts of the funding in this region because of the activism and the concerted effort by a lot of people, a lot of folks on this call. So, being able to make that case strongly to our reps is a great idea. Thanks. Don, maybe when you hear back from Haley, if you could please send an email out to us so we can also act as advocates in our when we have the opportunities and we're informed as to what those numbers look like. It'd be nice to know what the totals are. We've seen them in the past. I know Tara has presented them, but like what we've gotten through CEC and other funds, other related funds, in our towns, in the county as a whole, how that relates to the region. All of those things make for a compelling case as to how important this program has been for us. Thanks, Don.
Mhm.
Jennifer.
Just a question about clarification. Are you guys talking about just the NYSERDA Clean Energy Communities money, or are we also talking about Climate Smart money?
Just CEC money.
Okay.
What I'm
Most of the money, not all of it, most of the money that has been, I mean, CSC has had grant programs that have benefited communities with, I don't know what that looks like, but I think most of the money we're talking about that we've gotten has been through CEC.
Okay. I didn't understand that.
Okay. Thanks everyone. Any update before we move to any other items at the local level? We've kind of touched on a few of them, but if there's anything else, we'll do that right at the end. Any other business? But before that, Christina, any updates from the Clean Region? Clean Region. Hopefully one day we'll be the Clean Region, but we are the capital region still. Clean Energy Hub.
Yes, a little bit. First, on the CEC program, I was able to speak at the Public Service Commission recently about the low-income residential programs that we work in, and I did try to tie in how important Clean Energy Communities is for that as well as a trust-building tool into other programs that NYSERDA has. I think that's a point worth reiterating for those in the room that day as well, that it kind of has a ripple effect into every other program of NYSERDA's, because it has been so successful in rural areas where uptake of other things can be lacking. And to that point, I've been speaking with Stephanie in Valatia about putting together a workshop on resources available for affordability of energy. NYSERDA has asked the Clean Energy Hubs to do 2 energy literacy workshops per county. And we are supposed to do them in designated disadvantaged communities. Columbia County's only one of those is Hudson. So the other location is kind of up for grabs. Valatia has offered to host such an event, which would be good geographically, I think. But I wanted to get as much buy-in as possible because there only are 2 for the county. So those are workshops where we will like present on the different NYSERDA programs as well as weatherization. It's lower income focused. It talks about like how to better read your energy bills, how to calculate clean energy savings, things like that. And then they also come, the participants are asked to make like an energy action plan with different things they can do for their home. And they're sent home with a like a kit of energy saving measures, such as outlet gaskets, power strips, weather stripping, things like that, and instructions on how to use all of those. So I just kind of wanted to bring that up here. I know Stephanie sent around an email to the individual town CSC leaders, but I know that sometimes the CSC leader for the town is not the rep to the county. So I just want to make sure anyone who would like to participate in that, I'd love if there was really multi-pronged outreach. So we're reaching a lot of communities with one event. And I welcome any feedback or input on that. And that's kind of all we got going for the county right now.
Thanks. Brenda.
So I know that when we talk about disadvantaged communities, we're thinking income, but I think people often forget that we have the second oldest county in New York State.
Yeah.
And older people are on fixed income, and so they may not fixed incomes that don't go where they used to go. I mean, in terms of their ability to afford basics. So I would, if we're doing one in Valatia, I think we should do some additional outreach. I could connect you with the director at OFA and through our
Yep, I'm in contact with her.
Yeah, because
I would definitely be
do these
inviting
things.
Office of the Aging and Columbia Opportunities to participate.
Right. But also the congregate meal sites. I mean, we have 15 people that are here at lunch every week. There are others that are larger. These are resources that they need. You know, they're making tough choices around the cost of energy, and let's let them find out how to live better quality lives.
I fully agree. Yes, and I have brought up many times to as many meetings as I can where people are talking about that designated disadvantaged community map, how it just really does not translate into working for rural areas at all. So they're hearing that all across the state, but it doesn't seem to have changed yet.
I don't know who is next. Steve, Thomas.
I just want to put in a plug for Philmont for the second presentation. Philmont has statistics that are lower than Hudson in terms of income.
We can't, Tom, I'm sorry, not to cut you off, but like it's required that it be in the designated DAC, and because Philmont is so close to Hudson geographically,
okay.
Hudson will be the Southern Columbia County one. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fine.
Sorry. I am with you, but
Has the highest percentage of renters in the county, and they don't get information. Okay.
Thanks, Thomas. Steve.
Well, we would love to have one. Maybe we could do a joint one, Brenda, and up in the northeast part of the county, because I don't think anybody from here is going to go to Valatia. It's 45 minutes drive, and I realize that there's limitations on where you can actually have it, but maybe there's a way to design something, another project outside the restrictions that they have on it. And also the other question I have is, does this relate to the HEAP program, which was just... Go ahead.
We'll talk about HEAP. So Columbia Opportunities is one of our HEAP processors for Columbia County, as well as the Weatherization Agency. So I was hoping that they would participate so people can have that direct contact. So regular HEAP is Heating Assistance Program. We work a lot with HEAP recipients to kind of further the people who get HEAP or SNAP get additional funds through the Empower Plus program that we work through primarily at the Clean Energy Hub. So they basically get double the budget, which is great. So we work with those offices pretty closely. And the regular HEAP season just opened last Friday.
So we should reach out to Columbia Opportunities to, for a potential presentation or something from them.
You can, yeah, we can talk, and it's not I'm not certainly set in stone on it being in Volusia. So the more people we get at a planning meeting, we can figure it out. Volusia just approached us first, but I didn't want that to necessarily be the only thing. I do think it should be, north of Hudson for sure. And I know that there's going to be people in Gallatin and such where Hudson is a far drive for them as well. So
I have another question. You said that you've been asked to do at least 2. Could you do 3 or 4?
I don't know that we have the budget, but if we do, I will definitely. It's about like how many kits we have, because we have to do at least 2 in each of our 8 counties that we cover. So far, I've only done them in Schenectady and Saratoga, 1 each. So it's kind of just going to depend on uptake, but I hope to be able to do more than that. Yes.
Steve, I was really surprised. In early voting this year, we had over 200 people go to Volusia to vote early. So when they're motivated, when it's something that people want to do, they'll make the drive.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, I suspect those aren't the same people who would be involved in this.
They may not.
Chris, if we want to think about doing like a New Lebanon, the very northern county, we could possibly cross county lines into like a Southern Rensselaer situation as well. So I can look at some of that as well also.
Yeah.
But I think between Steve and I, we can guarantee a pretty full room if we can get somebody over here.
Okay, that is great to know, and I'm going to talk to my boss. And if we have a lot of people wanting this here, like we should try to make it happen as much as we can.
Great, sounds good.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Christina. Is there any other business? Anything else? Any updates from the towns? Any other thoughts moving forward? Matthew. Hi, Matthew.
Hi, all. Sorry. Just wanted to give a brief update. We've, as Christina is well aware, here in Germantown had a solar project that is going through some loopholes. Steve, I'm not gonna be able to make that meeting, but it turns out that CEC funds, or NYSERDA will not, and the CEC funds you can't get funding for the IRA. They don't jive.
Oh,
so
Matthew.
Yeah.
That's
What's
not
that?
true. That's not
True.
No, I think you were reading that email wrong. You can use IRA funds with CEC funds. It just, we have a meeting on Friday to figure out what the basis is. You can't do it retroactively. So you can't have done a project and at a budget fully grant funded and then repocket the money, but you can make your project bigger.
That's what I was just going to say that. So
Okay.
that's what Christina, that's what I was going to say.
Okay, sorry.
So why don't you go ahead, Christina?
No, that's fine. I just heard you say that you can't combine them.
I was going to say that. That's what it is. So anyway, Steve, if you can address this at the meeting, I can't go to that meeting, but that's a huge problem. Obviously, our town board was obviously hesitant to put up that money. So that's going to be a huge issue going forward. I know you haven't been refunded yet, right? In New Lebanon?
Well, we didn't apply for the IRA rebates for a past project because we were told by both NYSERDA and the lawyers for good government that the IRS wouldn't give it to us. So, and when we applied for funding, for the refund from NYSERDA, they tried to deduct the IRA grant money out of it. And I said, you just, one hand there is telling us we can't get the IRA rebates and, and now you're trying to deduct it from there. And so they backed off on that. So,
yeah,
chaos.
Yeah, that's what our town board and so our project is as a consequence is going to be smaller. But as Christina mentioned, we have a meeting with NYSERDA next week, and we're going to try and iron this out. But just something to be aware of.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. That sounds challenging.
Because I'm confused, David, are we talking, Matthew and Steve, are we talking about the federal and the 30% federal incentive? Is that what you're referring to as an IRA?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And you're saying the issue, Matthew, is with previous projects or projects going forward or both?
Well, I mean, if the program wants to succeed, this has to be clarified. So it's a new program, so these issues have not been ironed out. So going forward, I mean, you said the program's the CEC is getting potentially renewed in January. I mean, this is something that has to be addressed because as a small town, small budgets, it's going to be a huge issue. Going to town boards and asking for this big lift is a huge problem. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Don, did you want to speak to that? Or
Well, I have another, I just want to fill in something else, not.
okay, let's pause on that. Christina, you have your hand up? I can't tell.
I've been working on this actually all week through Clean Energy through the Clean Energy Hub because of all the issues that we found in Germantown. So I've met with Anthony Ferraro from the IRS as well as Haley from CEC, and then I'm meeting with Ellie Kahn, who's the head of the CEC program. So Haley and I are going to try to make a like 3 guidance documents together for the 3 paths that most municipalities are taking: geothermal, solar, and EV stations, that just kind of have different questions you want to be asking yourself from the beginning to make siting and everything else easier. So I don't have a timeline on that. We just kind of figured out what we think we need to do yesterday. We'll also be talking to Rewiring America. We're hoping to have this be a much clearer process from the beginning and less speculation.
Great. Thanks. Keep us updated, please. Bill. Hi, Bill.
Yeah. Hi. I just wanted to interject that the Kinderhook Library and our Climate Smart Task Force is sponsoring a clean heating community forum at the library on November 14th at 5:30 p.m. It'll be basically focused on air source heat pumps, I believe, and the rebates that are available to consumers. So we'd like to see if anybody's interested. I can have that information, or Don maybe could pass it on to everyone so your communities can see if they're close by at that date and to attend. It's going to be held by Dana Grover, who is a consulting, I don't know, Christina, you help me out with that. What is she?
She works for the utility rebate program.
Yeah. Okay. And she's going to have, she's given us a little blurb on it. She's going to provide, certified contractors for the heat pumps, et cetera, and what type of rebates are available and how people can get them, and the value of clean heating in a home. That's about it for me.
Great. Thanks, Bill. When is that?
November 14th at 5:30 p.m. at the Kinderhook Memorial Library. Great.
Thank you. Don.
Yeah, just a couple things. Kathy Schneider couldn't be here today, so she just wanted me to mention that Town of Stuyvesant has received. They have a $10,000 CEC grant that they are going to install a couple of heat pumps in 2 rooms of their highway garage. And also, I get these phone calls from these community solar folks once in a while, and one of them that calls quite often is Solar Simplified. And they just wanted me to relay that they have capacity, solar capacity in the NYSEG area and National Grid area. I guess they just came upon some extra capacity in the NYSEG region. So if any of your towns are supplied by that company and you are thinking of doing some kind of a community solar campaign like the county did in the past, if you want me to pass your information, your contact information on to them, I will do that. But I don't want to do that unless you ask me to. So, because they are quite persistent. Once they get your name, they call quite often. But if you're interested in if your town or villages or city is interested in a, community solar campaign, let me know and I will pass your contact info over to them.
Sorry, Don, what was the name of the company again?
Solar Simplified.
Okay, thanks.
All right. I think that's a wrap. Anything else? Laura. Hi, Laura.
Hi, I just wanted to mention that in Volusia, we had our last River Street Park cleanup on November 2nd, the last one of the fall. We'll be doing more in the spring, and we'd love to have anyone else come help us. We are controlling the bittersweet, the Asian bittersweet that has really grown pretty rapidly throughout the park. We've seen great progress, and we've planted some native trees also in the spring that, despite the drought, we have a number of them that seem to be thriving. So I just wanted to report on that. And also, Christine, I'm glad you talked about the energy preparedness, that Stephanie is interested. I'm sure we'd be happy to work with anyone, people in New Lebanon, Steve and Brenda, whatever. If you want to have it more north, that would be fine. I think Stephanie would agree to that too. You might have better facilities for us to use. So if anyone else is interested, please contact Christina or contact Stephanie, because we'd really like to work with others to make this a good presentation. Thanks a lot.
Yeah,
Thanks, Laura.
let me know soon. Like, just give me or Stephanie an email, and because we want to start a planning meeting sooner than later and get this kind of scheduled before it gets too cold.
Great. And a quick pitch to the land use subcommittee folks. I sent a doodle poll before the meeting, right before the meeting, to please tell us your availability for next week so we can try to get something scheduled to keep that momentum going. Thank you, everyone. Stay calm, carry on, keep up the good work, and thanks for taking some time out of your day for this meeting. Appreciate it.
Last
Thanks,
note,
everybody.
David.
Oh wait, sorry, hold on.
This is for you. I just want to let you know my red bud trees are very happy.
Oh, good. Despite the weather, that's
Yes.
great to hear. That because red bud, I don't know if you folks know, but they have red heart-shaped leaves. We could use a little love right now. That sounds just good.
They were
Really good.
beautiful trees and they're very happy. So thank you.
Thank you, Brenda. Appreciate
Bye,
that.
everybody.
Good way to end it. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.